puts his money where his mouth is and attempts to cook in a camper van. And, of course, we can't forget that Rick will be hosting live in a couple of weeks' time this show, Saturday Kitchen. Yep, that's it. Now, all those herbs, all that sort of talk of frankfurters and herb stuff has got me all revved up, Joe. So I'm going to cook you something.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, what I'm going to do, if you came to my house and we're going to have a chat, I'd get you to do a job. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to pick some herbs for me.
You would give me a glass of wine?
I'll give you... Well, you've had one glass of wine already. Don't start complaining.
Can I stand up?
You can do whatever you like. You can just sit there or stand. But if you just pick a few of each of those, there's some mint, there's some parsley, some dill, some chives, all bits. I'm going to make you a potato pancake with a poached egg and smoked salmon. The reason I'm doing that for you is that you once, well, a couple of times, came to my restaurant for breakfast. But you were brunch, heavily pregnant.
Heavily pregnant.
Yeah, so, and I know that you don't like mashed potato very much. So I'm going to make you something...
How do you know that?
Ah, there you are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make you something with mashed potato, which is going to try and convert you.
OK.
Little tiny pancakes with potato and some smoked salmon and horseradish. I've got mashed potato, a couple of eggs, some potato flour, a bit of milk, and I'm going to mix the whole lot together. And then I'm going to do horseradish cream and a poached egg. So there we are. Right, so Jo.
Yeah.
Now, we're here to talk about Mount Pleasant.
Oh, yes.
Aren't we?
Yes.
We're here to talk all about Mount Pleasant.
They did 10 eps this year, and we've got a few left. I think about 3 left.
Right, but your character in it is at the start is a little bit sad, isn't it? Really a bit wanting. The bus stop scene was almost made me cry.
Well, good. It was supposed to. She's a little bit manipulative, you know. I think that was supposed to happen. She's been really good fun to play, Jane, because she's not always telling the truth.
Well, I noticed that because as soon as you came out of the bus stop, you went to somebody's house and asked for a glass of wine, which I thought was fantastic.
Sounds like me. Yeah.
But tell us all a bit about Mount Pleasant and the drama and what it's all about.
It's been really good fun this year. I've had a lot of work with Neil Fitzmaurice, whose ex-wife I'm playing, and James Dreyfus, who plays Roger brilliantly, whose toes I'm treading on, really, by being around. So it's been a really good fun.
But tell the world what Mount Pleasant is all about.
Mount Pleasant is a really lovely drama that's sort of led by Sally Lindsay and Danny Ryan and a fabulous cast set in a close Mount Pleasant.
Right.
Up north. And I think the general idea was that it would be nice to make a show that wasn't all about how grim it is up north and was more about what great people there are, what a great community there is, and how fun it can be. And that's what it is. It's brilliant.
But you talk about the cast. I mean, the cast is quite amazing. Paula Wilcox.
Yeah, there's all sorts.
I mean basically, if every
Bobby Ball. I mean...
It is quite a credible cast.
It really is. I think everybody in it, that you've seen them through the years being fabulous in many ways. And that's... So it's really... It's a lovely thing to be part of that.
But as, you know, saying that, if you... As an actor... How is it, then, that if you've been, you know, working with somebody else and they're one character, and then you start working with them again and they're a different character, how do you remember when to call them the right name, or how to call them the right name?
Yeah, I wonder.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know. Bobby, I didn't... You know, luckily, I hadn't worked with Neil or James before,
right.
So I was all right with that.
Right.
I think it's when you know them well in real life it can get tricky.
Yeah, but now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, because being a food show, catering, film sets, how does it work? Because you guys must get really good food, don't you?
Well, it's a mixture. I don't want to slate anybody, but no, not always. And it's a real morale thing, you know? If the crew are not happy, there's such long hours, and if they're not fed well, things can go downhill rapidly. You know? It's like they said on that ship, you know, nobody likes a bad chef.
No, that's true. OK, so I'm going to make a little vinaigrette for this, a bit of vinegar, a little bit of mustard. Thank you very much. Thank you for those herbs. You can sit down and relax now, Joe, if you want. I'll get you a glass of wine in a minute. And then add to that some vinegar and a little tiny bit of oil, not very much. That's a little vinaigrette for my herb dressing. I'm just going to spoon that across the top of my herbs, which is lovely. There we go. Now, the other thing that you're doing as well, you're not just in Mount Pleasant, but you're also doing Marley's Ghost. Marley's Ghost is coming out 19th of October, that starts. That's a 6-part on Gold. With John Hannah, Sarah Alexander and Nick Burns. That's really good fun. We did a pilot of it last year, and so we've whipped it into shape this year and done 6 parts. And well, another incredible, you know, cast as well.
Brilliant cast.
But you're not alive in it.
Pardon? I'm not alive. We're all dead, apart from Sarah. So we are her ghosts, and she's having to live with us.
Brilliant.
And I'm just a sort of token random vicar who never really read the Bible properly and doesn't know what she's talking about, but is very friendly.
Yeah.
So really annoying, actually.
Friendly ghosts.
Friendly ghosts.
I'm going to poach an egg, because I think a lot of people don't know how to poach an egg. Big pot of water, just rolling boil, lots and lots of vinegar, which will set the egg white as it goes in. Don't have to stir the water around or anything, just move it, let it move, and then just drop the egg in and leave it, and it will actually poach itself. That will then wrap itself up. All the white will come together, and it will be a perfect poached egg.
Oh, good.
So that's your poached egg. I've got to now turn over my my little pancake. So I've got a little pancake here, which I said to you was made out of potatoes, and I hope I can turn it over. Come on, John. There you go. Beautiful. Turn that over, and because there's the egg in it, it is like a pancake, but just with the potato holding it together.
I think I'd like anything that came out of that frying pan.
What's that?
I'd like anything that came out of that frying pan. It's too
so
sweet,
small.
isn't it?
A little small one like
Yeah.
that. It's pretty good as that. Now, also, I know that you're doing all this, you know, but you've been in a lot of stuff. You've been really, really busy.
I have.
And I have to say, the first time I ever saw you was on No Angels.
Yeah.
Which was just a great, great series.
It was a good series.
You
wasn't
guys
it?
had a ball,
We
didn't you?
had a ball, and we're all meeting up next week, and we do have like at least two good meetups a year. It's like we did sort of make a family on that show. You know, we had some really... We've been through everything now, births and marriages, and except for divorce.
Oh, well, I mean,
So,
but the
yeah.
thing is that I mean, it is, isn't it, you know, real life versus acting life. And there's something on your Twitter page. On your Twitter page, it says something like, I'm an actor, that's somebody who likes to play other people or something. What does it say?
Someone who likes pretending to be other people.
That's it, yeah. Is that it?
That is it, really. I do feel like the luckiest person alive when you kind of think... Actually, when I was 5 or 6, I remember watching a programme used to be on called Let's Pretend in the afternoon. And they used to just get something new out of the dressing up box and then make a story out of it.
Right.
And I loved it. I mean, that was it. I was hooked, and I just thought, let's pretend, let's pretend. Pretending's great. And now I do feel like, I mean, if my 5, 6-year-old self could see me going, you make a living out of pretending. You're just like, my God, I'm the luckiest person alive.
And so, Will, then being a pretend person
Yeah.
all the time and living in real life, do you have a favourite pretend person?
That I've been?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I was very fond of Beth in No Angels because she wasn't always nice, and that's always... I think it's always more fun to play somebody that's really quite removed from yourself.
And quite rowdy.
And quite rowdy.
Yes.
And then I did a play years ago called Raw, where I played a girl called Lex, who was a street gang leader, and very rough, scally, really. And I loved it, because it was just not like me at all. So it was kind of like, yeah, going somewhere else.
And what about Tanya in EastEnders?
Yeah, I liked playing Tanya. She was possibly more close to me, so it wasn't as much fun. Although the dressing up was fun, because I'm really not normally in a pencil skirt and 3-inch heels, so
Right.
it's always nice to do that when you're a trainer girl.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Poached egg, there you go.
As
Poached
I
egg,
would
there you go.
expect from you, John.
Yeah, of course you would. Let's just drain there, that's nice. Oh, don't let the floor
How long
off.
did you do that? Because I'm never sure.
About 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it. It doesn't really
Okay,
need long
I'm
at all.
always doing mine a bit long.
Yeah, and then the pancake goes on the plate, like that. So that's all fluffed up because of the way it's been done. And then some smoked salmon across the top of that, with that. And a little bit of horseradish cream. Made some horseradish cream with grated horseradish and fresh horseradish cream.
Nice, we like a kick.
There you go, yeah, a little bit of a kick. Take some of that lovely herb salad, which is in my bowl here. I've
What did you put in
got
that?
myself a little bit of a little bit of a muddle here. And then on top of that, I'm going to put my poached egg, which goes on top of there. Roll that on top. And if it's going to stay because of that horseradish cream sauce. And then a little bit more horseradish over the top. And there you have a Joyner brunch. Now,
Fabulous.
I'm going to do something first, though, before you're allowed to eat it. I've got to show the world the yolk. So just there, I'm going to cut that there, and that there is now going to ooze out, and that's your sauce. Look at that. There she goes.
Perfect.
There you go. Eat away, Joe.
Thanks very much.
It's nice to cook brunch for you again.
Thanks
There we
for
are.
having me.
There we go. And now you can drink wine because you're not pregnant. That's good, isn't it? That's last Saturday morning.
It's always a bonus.
So there you go. So what do you think I'll be making Jo at the end of the show? It could be her food heaven, a delicious Thai salad. I'm going to use chicken and crab combined with fresh herbs, glass noodles and a Namjim sauce made with lime juice, garlic, palm sugar, fish sauce and coriander root. And I'm going to finish that off with some roasted rice across the top. Or it could be hell, milk. I'll make meringues, shape them into quenelles and drop them into simmering milk with vanilla, and then once they're cooked, I'll float them into a rich creme anglaise, which is made from milk, and drizzle over caramel and finish it with toasted almonds. What do you think?
It's the best mashed potato I've ever been able to handle.
There we go.
And because I couldn't eat mash after I'd had all my wisdom teeth out, and that was all I ate for about a week, and it put me right off it. But that is just perfect for me. That horseradish. What did you put?
Just horseradish, a little tiny bit of vinegar and some creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Well, there you go. And the thing is that, look, Jo likes the food, so be nice to her. Because it's not up to me whether she gets heaven or hell. It's up to some of the callers and also the chefs in the studio to decide your fate, I'm sorry to say. There we are. It's time to go and catch up with Ching and Ken Hom. They've gone their separate ways in Hunan today before coming together again to create a feast from a stack of local produce they've discovered. Enjoy.